Hi everyone, my name's Janine. Thank you for joining me here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast in British Columbia. It's morning time for me, so I thought I would take advantage of this beautiful weather and come outside for a little cozy outdoor flow in my pajamas. Let this be an invitation for you to do the same, no matter where you are, whether you are practicing in the morning, or maybe the afternoon or the evening. But no matter what time it is for you today, we're just going to take it slow. We're just going to stay low to the ground, get the body moving, waking up a little bit, get some nice movement in the spine. But before we get started with that, I'll invite you now to find a comfortable seat if you haven't already. Maybe sit up on something if that feels good to elevate the hips. And I'll invite you to gently close the eyes or just create a heaviness there. And start to find your breath, noticing your inhales and your exhales. Maybe taking a moment to check in with yourself and how you're feeling today. Or putting any to-do lists aside and just be here now for your practice. We'll start by shrugging our shoulders up towards our ears and dropping them back behind us. Maybe just getting a little bit of movement in the shoulders and the spine. Just really getting into the body here, maybe swaying side to side and really feeling into the lateral lines of the body. Maybe beginning now by bringing in a little bit of torso circles, a bit of cat and cow movement here. As you inhale, maybe you bring your body forward, opening the chest, and as you exhale, maybe rounding the spine and bringing your chin towards your chest. As you move your spine in these circles, maybe seeing what it's like to push your hand into your knee for leverage, pushing yourself away with every circle, switching sides if you haven't already. Just coming into a few more circles on this side, really feeling it out for whatever feels good for you. There's no rhyme or reason. Just feel into the body here. Once you've completed your final circle, we'll just come into a few more seated cat and cows. Inhaling as you open up the chest, squeezing your shoulder blades back behind you, and exhaling as you round everything back, again bringing your chin towards your chest. Continuing like this on your own pace, breathing in as you come forward, and breathing out as you round backwards. Coming back now to center, getting out a little more wiggles as we bring our chin towards our chest, feeling that nice long length in the back of the neck. We'll begin by just rolling our chin to either side, so bringing your left ear to your left shoulder, rolling it forward, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder, and just going like this a couple times with your inhales and your exhales. Feeling if anything's sticky and tight, maybe just holding it there for an extra round of breath. Maybe with each inhale, you roll your chin over to one side, and with your exhale, you stay. Going back and forth like this, couple more rounds on your own, following your movement with your breath. We'll come back to center now, rolling the shoulders back. Let's inhale our hands up towards the sky, palms touch overhead, and exhale to heart center. One more time, inhale as you reach up. This time, exhale as you twist over towards your right side, bringing your right hand to your knee and your left hand back behind you to prop you up. Inhaling as you grow tall, and exhale as you twist. Being mindful of your neck here, we're twisting from the belly. On your next inhale, we're going to keep our right hand where it is on the knee. And inhale as you reach your left hand all the way up towards the sky, reaching it overhead, getting a nice side body stretch on the left hand side here. Plugging in the left sit bone so we're nice and grounded. Maybe inhaling as you open up the chest and you cactus the arm. And exhaling as you reach all the way overhead again. feeling into this a couple rounds on your own time. Inhaling to cactus and exhaling to reach over. This time exhaling your hand all the way through so that your left hand finds your right knee and you round the spine, bringing your chin to your chest. We'll open up on our inhale into a cactus shape, bringing both elbows back behind us and inhaling as we come to heart center. Getting right into the other side now, we're reaching our hands up towards the sky, and on our exhale we'll begin to twist, bringing our left hand towards our right knee and our right hand back behind us. Propping ourselves up here so we have a nice long spine. So when we inhale, we grow tall. When we exhale, maybe we twist a little bit more. Again, being mindful of the neck here. On your next inhale, we'll keep our left hand where it is, and we'll begin to reach our right hand up overhead, coming into that side body stretch now on the right hand side. Plugging into the right sit bone here so we're nice and grounded as we reach. And we'll come into those inhales and exhales, opening up the chest into that cactus shape, and exhaling as we get that nice big length on our right side body. Moving like this, a few rounds on your own. As you come into your final exhale here, we'll bring our right hand over towards our left knee, crossing the arms and rounding the spine, bringing our chin towards our chest here. On your inhale, unwinding, opening up into that big cactus shape, squeezing the elbows back behind you, and exhaling as you bring your hands now to heart center. We'll get a little bit of movement in the wrists now, circling them out, going one way, then going the other, maybe moving the fingers back and forth, just getting some nice mobility here. And once you've done that, we can roll over onto our hands and knees. We're going to come into a tabletop pose. Setting yourself up here so that your shoulders are about in line with your wrists and your hips are about in line with your knees. Just checking how your foundation is here. Maybe giving yourself a little bit of a sway again, side to side, feeling into the hips. We'll just come into some traditional cat and cows. So inhaling as you drop the belly and lift the gaze, and exhaling as you round the spine, coming into your cat pose, tucking the chin. Going like this on your own cycle of breath, a few more rounds. Inhaling as you come forward, and exhaling as you round the spine. Maybe breaking out of the traditional cat and cows here and just getting into some organic movement. Undulating the spine again. Maybe dropping your hips towards your heels as you round your spine, coming and bringing your head towards the mat like you're in a child's pose. And inhaling as you puff up the back of the chest, bringing your chest forward and coming into that cow pose. Maybe doing this a few times as you round your spine. You drop your hips towards the heels, bringing your chin to your chest. And inhaling as you come forward into your cow pose. This time as you round, we'll bring our hips towards our heels one more time, coming into a traditional child's pose, Balasana. Maybe bringing your big toes to touch and widening the knees towards the outside of your mat, and begin to walk your hands forward to the top of the mat, dropping your head towards the earth. Breathing here. Taking a moment here to just check in with your breath. Being mindful of where your mind has gone throughout the practice. Just bringing yourself back to your breath. On your next inhale, we can slowly begin to walk our palms up towards our knees as we create a nice long spine, sitting back on our heels. Bringing our hands now back behind us. We're going to lift open the chest, keeping a nice open heart here. lifting up the hips, tucking the pelvis, and then sitting your hips back down onto our heels. We're gonna slowly descend ourselves back behind us. So you can stay just like this, keeping yourself propped nice and high, or maybe you wanna come back down onto the elbows if that feels good for you. But remember, we wanna keep the chest nice and open here so that we can breathe fully. If at any point in time throughout any of the poses, your breath becomes short or shallow, then it's your body's cue to just back off a little bit and come out of the pose. So listen to your body and where it's at today. Giving yourself one more deep round of full belly breath in and out through the nose here. Then rolling forward back onto the hands and knees, setting yourself up. Just getting a little bit of movement once again here in the hips, back and forth. Just doing what organically feels good to you, maybe what you're called for. And when you're ready, you can step your right foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. We're coming into a low lunge here, or Anjaneyasana. Inhaling as you lift the chest up. Maybe bringing your hands now interlaced on top of the knee. If you're feeling nice and stable, maybe inhaling your hands up towards the sky, taking notice of your shoulder blades that they're not creeping up high towards your ears. And exhaling as you bring your hands back towards the mat, beginning to lengthen your front foot and your front leg, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. This is your half splits. Dropping your chin towards your knee. And we're gonna flow like this, rolling forward now on your inhale, coming into that low lunge, opening up the chest. And exhaling as you begin to bring your hips towards your heels, coming into that half splits. Just going slow here and feeling into the hip flexors and into the hamstrings, especially if it is morning for you here and this is the first bit of movement that you've gotten into your legs. But just inhaling forward and exhaling back. Next time you roll forward back into your low lunge, you can kick your right foot back to meet the left in your tabletop pose. And we'll go right away into a child's pose. So sinking the hips back towards your heels, bringing your forehead to rest on the mat here. And we'll do a variation in our arms to get a little bit of a stretch in the triceps. You can bring your hands together in front of you in a prayer pose, then bending at the elbows and bringing it back behind you. Just taking one full round of breath here before you begin to walk your hands back up towards your knees so that you're sitting upright again. We're gonna go right away one more time back into that thunderbolt pose. So bringing our hands back behind us once again and really opening up the chest here, getting into that nice big thigh stretch. One round of breath here before you roll yourself back up and into that tabletop pose. Let's go right away into our second side. So stepping your left foot now in between your hands at the top of the mat, coming into your low lunge. And once you feel stable here, maybe bringing your hands onto the knees, pushing yourself forward, opening up the hips here. Inhaling your hands up towards the sky, maybe rolling your shoulder blades back behind you again. Maybe gaze looks up. Maybe rolling out the wrists here a couple times. And on your exhale, bringing your hands back towards the mat, lengthening that front leg and dipping your head towards your knee for your half splits. And right away, rolling forward on your inhale back into your low lunge Anjaneyasana. So just like before, we're gonna flow here back and forth between these two movements, going as slowly or as quickly as feels good for you, but just listening to the body here. Finding length and a nice stretch through that left hamstring as you come into your half splits, and feeling a nice opening into your hip flexors as you roll forward into your low lunge. Just following your movement with your breath. Let's do one more round. And as you roll forward back into your low lunge, you'll kick your left foot back to meet your right, sitting your hips onto your heels here. And this is where we'll stay to close our practice together if this feels good for you, or you can move to a cross-legged position if that's better. And just rolling out the spine one more time. And inhaling as you lift your hands up towards the sky, palms touch. Bringing your hands to heart center on your exhale. And bringing your attention to your breath again. I'll invite you to place your left hand over the heart and your right hand to the side of you, bringing your fingertips towards the earth. This can be a symbol of grounding ourselves to our here and now. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. We'll bring our hands to heart center one last time. Then raising them up in between our eyebrows at that third eye center. Showing yourself one more time some gratitude for today's practice. And we'll pour forward in thanks. Namaste. Again, thank you so much for joining me for this cozy outdoor flow. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I would love to hear from you. So drop a comment or a like, and I hope that we'll connect in the future. Thanks again.